Welcome back to another episode of the Other Team Podcast. Happy Saturday from us. We were recording here on a Saturday morning before Game 3 of Clippers and Jazz Western semis. As always, I'm Jacob Handy alongside
Donovan Mitchell versus everyone.
Yeah, for real. 45 versus them all. Alongside Terrence Scott and my boy Zachary Handy. Happy weekend, boys. A lot of good sports going on. I know we actually, unfortunately, just saw some crazy stuff in the Euros. We're not going to get into at the moment. But a lot of basketball this weekend. Second round's been going crazy. I'm excited.
Yeah, I just want to start this for the people who watch and not just listen to audio. I'm not a morning person, so I'm sorry. I look terrible. The first thing Terrence told me when he hopped on today, he's like, Zach, did you get literally any sleep last night? So yeah, for all those that have to look at us, I'm sorry. I look like a piece of garbage right now because
you look good.
I played the show last
night. You look good.
You look good.
So we'll start there. Are you guys morning people? You guys look like morning people to me. Like,
I'm definitely morning. Dude, I wake up every morning.
Energetic. Like people can tell I got fake energy right now if they're watching us because like I look like garbage. I sound okay, but my face is like he's straining to do this. So
I will say,
I'm sorry. You guys are morning people. I'm not so much.
You look good.
Yeah, you look good. I will say though, for us being twins, you are much more lighter of skin. I don't know how to say it nicely. Like you're pale, bud. You're like
I don't like the sunlight. I'm actually a vampire.
Are you a vampire? I was about to say you like Twilight.
I got a decent tan, dude. Like I got a pretty decent tan right now, and I'm like.
But you're also out there.
I'm in
buff
the sun
guy right now lifting packages.
I'm in the sun,
hitting on moms.
I was also in Vegas like 2 weeks ago, pooling it up. So I probably still got a little bit of.
This guy just living life. Hitting on moms, going to Vegas and shit. Look at this guy.
Fuck you. I've been
waxed
in
and ready. I don't know.
I've been in an office clearly, and I'm now pale. And today, when we go by the pool, I'm probably going to get destroyed by the sun, no matter how much I soak my skin in SPF. Whatever.
I was not expecting that to be what Zach said on his platform today, like with his little like.
I know. I wanted
his Charles Barkley moment. Can I say something, Ernie? Like I was not expecting that to be what he had to say. Like, you know, it Shaq be like, "What?" I'm definitely in that. Like, okay, what? You look good, Zach. You look great.
I'll have to remind Zach to hit the reapply.
Zach came in here like Paul George today. Like, somebody tell me I'm pretty. Like, come on, man, just shoot the damn ball. You good? You're a star. We need you. Yeah. You're a vital part.
Great transition. It's a great
segue. Great transition.
We'll go right into the Clippers. We are it's almost like deja vu.
I'm inadvertently in blue looking like I'm a Clipper fan. Like this isn't even what this is. I'm just out here. I guess
we're red, blue, and black right now. We do look like the Clippers, no doubt. I will say it's deja vu. I kind of feel like we're almost right where we were last time we talked. It was before Game 6, and the Clippers were down 3-2, and we all had like a cautious optimism. Like we all were like, I still feel like the Clippers are probably coming out of this, but like here we are again, backs against the wall. Like it's always some type of game like this for the Clippers.
But you know what the difference is?
I kind of feel like the vibe is almost the same.
It's not the same though, because like one, you were better than Dallas.
Vibe check.
100%. Two, Dallas was shooting the shit out of the ball. Like they were doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. That's the complete opposite of what Utah's doing. Utah, one, isn't playing that well, and two, they don't even have fucking Mike Conley, and you're down 2-0. Like, it is not the same scenario. Do I think you could come back? Yes. But you can't, like, I want to slap Lou, and I want to slap Paul for this we're not worried shit. Like, I want everybody to be fucking worried. You should be worried every single game because it's the playoffs. Stop this. Oh, well, we got, nah, fuck you, ain't got no time. Every time is a serious moment. They need to be playing like this is, like, football. Like every single game matters.
Their sense of urgency at the beginning of games totally has to go up.
After games, like
it's not just beginning of games. Yeah, it's throughout the game, different moments of
after the game, post game.
Exactly.
You be like,
it's in
between. How you feel about the series? Oh, we're not worried yet. Bitch, when are you worried? Like, what the fuck are you ever worried? Like, what the fuck?
You know,
you're down 2-0. You're still not worried. Kawhi's worried.
The only guy who plays and his post game actually sounds like what you want in this moment is Reggie Jackson. Like he plays with like a quickness, a quick decision, a resiliency.
I'm about to get a Reggie Jackson tag. I used
And
to hate
then
on the homie, but
even-
he's so nice now.
Even his post games
Okay.
are like what you're saying. Like he's giving you the player answer, but you can like he's saying it with his sense of urgency. Like he's like, you know, his answers are like, we can't keep doing this. It has to get fixed, and we will fix it. Like, and it's with like a conviction, right?
I just
Whereas
don't get it.
Whereas Lou and Paul and Kawhi, like their answers are very cool and laid back, and they're like, we'll just take care of it. We trust in ourselves and our process. And it's like I understand both sides, but I agree with you. Like I want to see a little more fire. You know what I mean?
It's
I
no
wanna see
fire in him. That
fire.
shit is disappointing.
I
Like,
was texting you guys, and I even told you about this last night. I want to see more of what the Phoenix Suns have. They have what
Swag.
Doris Burke was talking about. She called it competitive nastiness, and it's so true. And like when I watched
she
the
uses her
Phoenix-
words so well. I
So
love
well.
that.
It's the best.
it was the best
She's
to it, and it's the
best.
highest compliment amongst athletes and competitors. And all I thought was like, yes, like the Phoenix Suns play you. They play you like they're mad that they have to play you en route to their championship. I'm disgusted that you're in my way. Get out of my fucking way. That's how they play every game. Like, look at
You know
Devin
what's
Booker
funny
and
with
Chris
Phoenix,
Paul's
though?
face. I want that. I want that.
Everybody says it's Chris Paul that like leads that team. Like it's kind of not though. Like it's really Devin Booker who is the monster and like creates that competitiveness on that team. Like Paul adds to it. Don't get me wrong. Like he's who he is, but that shit was brewing last year from the bubble, and it was been brewing for years. Like that dude is a monster. And Jesus, we keep talking about guys who are about to be the face of the league. We completely forgot.
I
about
think,
him.
I think you're so right. Like he is that. He's always had that. It's not like this is something new for Devin Booker. And then like
He
he's
dropped
like
70. Like
he's the fire, and then you brought Chris Paul in, and that's just like gasoline to pour on top of his competitiveness because he's also got that same fire. And it's like they just took off, and like I said, bro, they play like it's disgusting. That you're in front of me for my championship. That's how they're coming.
and
at
that's not what the
That's how they
Clippers have
came-
at all.
I don't see it like that at all. Like the plays,
Like-
even when they played the Lakers before Anthony Davis got hurt and stuff, Phoenix attacked them like that. Like I can't believe everybody thinks you're the one that are coming out of this series. I loved it. I loved that.
Like
vibe.
I know Pat Bev gave good minutes in game 2, but like he doesn't bring. He's not the same guy anymore. Like it feels like he's changed his persona, and it's like if you're gonna change your persona, you're not really worth what you was anymore. You do have to be this little barking dog who just annoys the shit out of everybody and more bark than bite because that's already what you created. If he's not gonna be out there annoying and pestering the shit out of guys, it's really no point to play him, in my opinion. Like he needs to be out there using his fouls and being annoying and doing that. If he's gonna be out there guarding Donovan Mitchell, make it be a pest. I don't need him out there taking jump shots and not being who he is. Like it feels like he's trying to change who he is, and it's no reason to do that. Like I know we slandered the guy, but like you are who you are at this point. Don't change it.
Okay, so we're clearly frustrated with the Clippers. What's going to happen the rest of the series? What do you guys think? I think the Clippers still have a very good chance. Like I think if the Clippers take care, like obviously we're frustrated, and it's fair to have these criticisms. I'm not disagreeing really with anything you guys are saying. You know what I mean? But I think the Clippers have a really good chance to win 2 home games, and then we feel a lot differently. Like, okay, they're annoying, but they might get it rolling again. I'm not really giving up on this team in this series. And I mean, I even said this we have the Clipper chat with a friend Nick of ours who's a Clipper fan. Like, what do you if we lose this, regardless of outcome, even if we lose this, what can you do to this roster to where you feel like you're better moving into the future or immediately better? Either scenario, like you
I have
can't.
no idea.
We have to believe in this team, and you have to try to ride with this team and trust this process, this 3 to 5 year process, hoping that, assuming Kawhi comes back and hoping that he comes back.
That's the
You
thing.
have to-
It's up to Kawhi
have-
though.
Absolutely. And if we're going to play fortune teller, I mean, and let's say he
I don't
does
think he
stay.
is.
I don't either. And it's so if he does stay, it's like you have to trust this process. You've given it. So you can't be playing these games with this sense of like dark cloud of like, Jesus Christ, if we smoke it again, he's gone. Like, I think you kind of just have to
I don't think they need to blow
approach
it.
it. No, I know, but I mean, it's what everyone talks about. It's like, I mean, even, and I don't want to take this as a slight to Jamal Christopher, because I think he does good things for the Clippers. But he had an interesting thing to say about like the dynamic of how if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are dynamic anymore. and he said, "I watch how dynamic and prolific Trae Young, Luka, Donovan Mitchell, Booker, Jokic, Dame Lillard, and I just don't feel like we're as dynamic and vibrant."
I kind of agree.
See, this is my thing with that is I
We
agree,
talked
those
about Paul
guys-
not being explosive anymore. Like that has
But
something to do with it.
He says that maybe it's injuries. He's like, I don't know, we'll see. And he's like, maybe we're overrating the dynamic factor of Kawhi and Paul George. But in my mind, like everyone
we
that
are,
you
though.
just named right there, I agree. They're all great dynamic players, but they're all bounced but one. Like Kawhi is beaten guys
I
on
will
that
say
list.
this. Yeah,
You know,
I'll
it's
take
like, I think-
all those guys over Paul though. Look,
I can-
and,
I
that-
can-
and that's the
exactly.
first thing I
Right,
said.
was
to this.
gonna- was
I
gonna
said
say,
I said we don't need. I said to discredit
but you don't get any of
Kawhi's
those
end
guys.
of being dynamic is he doesn't belong in that. Kawhi does not belong in this conversation
that's
of
what
whether
I was
he
Yeah,
gonna
is-
but that's the shitty part of having being a two team.
it's up to
a two team
Paul.
stars. Paul
It's
not
up to
carrying his
Paul
hand.
if he wants to bring his end to make them that elite prolific dynamic. But I think Kawhi is top 5 in my opinion. Like I think he's top 5 in this league. So
Only way
his-
Paul gets
his
traded
end
is if
of being
Kawhi wants him
dynamic
to.
is fine.
I don't know,
but I thought it was
will say-
interesting. I want to know what you guys think about that.
franchise is trading. I don't know what franchise is trading for Paul George. Not to get off on that tangent, but like I don't know what franchise would want to take on his contract. We just re-extended him.
I do think Portland would love to do that.
he's
I
expected
absolutely
a
think Portland would
lot
love
of
to do that.
money. He's expected a lot of money in year 4 of this contract. And I think bringing him to your fan base, like I don't think any fan base really likes Paul George right now. And
I know that's what sucks, but
I think a front office knows that and is like, I don't want to put this guy in another position to crumble on another team. It's just adding to the weight. I kind of feel like I mean, I'm happy to be stuck with him, but you can use that word. Like the Clippers are stuck.
look
with
here,
Paul
stuck with him. I do think Portland.
I'm happy to be stuck with him.
Portland's in the same position with players as well, to where they're stuck with guys. I do feel like
I kind
that's
of
a
agree
team.
with that.
That's the team that Paul probably would go to, and you guys would end up with McCollum and something and figure that out.
But
But I don't know if that's the answer.
Zach
here's
had
the thing
asked-
with that too. But here's the thing with that, if we're still playing crystal ball and that hypothetical is, we all know Dame and Paul have like a weird relationship already as it is. They've already taken slights at each other. So it's like, would these franchises really make a move to bring someone in?
I don't know
the
if that
fan base
matters.
Is questionable about that the fan base is questionable about, in his relationship with my star is questionable about. Like that seems like a risky move when, like we said, you could try to explore like Ben Simmons in the East Coast and then you trade out of conference.
I don't know if they're
and you
doing
get-
that no more though.
Well, I agree, but I'm just saying, like the idea.
I get what you're saying.
I don't
though,
know.
for sure.
It's some weird question marks, and it's inner conference. Whereas I feel like you could explore some options in the East, even if you go after someone like Bradley Beal as well, who is considered always on this trade market potentially, all that stuff. So I don't know. I feel like it'd be a really big stretch. I think it makes sense X's and O's wise with Portland. I agree, but I don't know with like the other shit that happens in the NBA and all the extracurricular that goes into these things. I don't know if that lines.
Well, you
up at
gotta
all for
think,
us to
like,
make that deal.
To rebuttal that, like when Devin Booker scored 70, I forgot what team it was against. Was it against the Heat when he scored
Maybe.
70?
I'm not
When
Celtics.
whoever it was, when they manufactured him to get to 70, when they kept fouling late and shit for him to get to 70, even though they lost the game, that was against Jay Crowder. And Jay Crowder was the one who was on Twitter or Instagram talking shit, like, enjoy that, blah, 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 like that. You guys still lost, talking shit to Booker. And Booker was like, whatever, enjoy the L. Enjoy the win. I still put 70 on your head and whatnot.
Yeah.
And look at them now. Like, these dudes love each other and are on the same team.
I
So
hear
it's like,
you. I think
that don't always matter.
I
It does
yeah.
matter more with stars
I was
because
about to
Paul
say,
has a
when
clearly
it's-
bigger name.
When it's two
but-
alphas, it's a little different. I felt like I was going to say that when
And
it's two alphas,
I think-
it might be a little.
But I
different.
think Paul's seeking an alpha in a way because it's not working for him. And Kawhi may not be the alpha he needs because he needs somebody more outspoken. He needs, like I said, when his best years were obviously when he was in Indiana prior to the injury, but that was also prior to him being a superstar, like in the public eye. That's when he was just ascending and killing everybody because he's so talented and he didn't have to worry about people calling him playoff P and pandemic P and all that other bullshit.
Mhm.
But when he got the OKC is when he was a star and so forth, but he played fantastic with Westbrook, who was somebody everybody else is already talking about. He's getting all the slander, he's getting all the news, so he can, and one, he can handle it. He doesn't give a fuck. So it helps him. So it allowed Paul to play well. If he goes off to Portland, Dame is somebody who can take all that pressure off of him as well and be willing to speak upon it. Kawhi, obviously,
Yeah.
just not his persona, and that's not what you should even have to ask for Kawhi, because that's just not who he is. But I don't know if those two people fit. Just to get back to that point, I don't know if they fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you blow that
Yeah.
up either. But I do not think they fit. I remember somebody said it, like they have a bunch of the same cars in the lot. Like all the cars are the same car. And it's kind of a good analogy. Like all of these players are kind of the same pieces. They don't have anybody that is varies in what they do. Like Paul and Kawhi, Marcus Morris, all these guys are so similar in what they do. Like it's like
I can see that.
when you get like a Honda Accord, you know, like you can get the Honda Accord that has like all the features, like the Honda
The
Accord
SE,
SR,
the
yeah,
LE,
the
yes.
SRT or whatever,
Luxury
like the nicest.
edition, sport
That's
edition,
Kawhi Leonard.
economy
Whatever
edition,
one,
like-
exactly. Whatever the nicest one is Kawhi Leonard, and then the next Honda
the
Accord,
luxury,
second nicest one is Paul, and then the next one
the
is fucking
sport.
is Marcus Morris. Like they're all the same
The
car though.
economy.
They're
No,
all
whoa,
are just.
wait. The next one's Reggie Jackson. Let's be honest. Come on, bro.
No, I'm just saying though, but like Reggie Jackson's a guard though. But like
Yeah.
they're all you have a bunch of similar ass pieces, and none of them really vary in what they do. And that's
Yeah,
the main problem with them. That's why when we were talking about it earlier in this week, I know y'all hate Westbrook, and I don't know if he's the answer either, but you do need somebody that is different in what they do than what you guys do.
yeah.
Because you have the bunch of similar ass pieces
I
and
will,
it's not working. That's kind of
I
what Portland's problem is as
I
well. Though.
will
They have
say
similar
this.
pieces.
I will say this. I kind of feel like Zach asked, how do we feel about the series? And was what he had asked. And I feel with him, like, I'm confident that like more shots will fall at home. But in my
I
head,
ain't won
like,
at home.
in
Y'all
my
don't win
head-
at home.
we won game 7. In my head, I'm thinking like
Facts. A lot of
like Ty Lue, like some of the things I think he could be criticized. Like I would have liked to see more Team Man, even though I understand where he's coming from in not playing him. I personally would like to see it more. But like I gotta feel like he somewhat pulled the right strings. I mean, we've been talking
guys just miss shots. Like
I'm
Marcus
saying,
Morris missing
bro,
wide open shots. Like,
there's 6.5 minutes left in that game. We come out of the timeout up 2 off the Reggie Jackson 3 ball, and there's 6.5 minutes left.
break.
And I agree, and I agree in this. Like that was the moment where I was like, all right, Kawhi Leonard, like you didn't have to go hard to get us this lead. Reggie Jackson went hard to get it. I was like, now take us home. That should have been what happened. But even without that happening, like Kawhi making the right plays, they missed 5 straight threes at that point in time. And like, I mean, they were great looks. It wasn't like they were taking dumb shots and we were like, man, this offense, like that's not how you want to run offense. It was like drive into the paint, kick out, wide open Batum, clink off back rim, kick out, pass, extra pass, clink. Like, and I'm like, damn, if we make those shots, we're sitting here today going, wow, I didn't like that we didn't play.
God, Marcus Morris
But we-
should have been moved,
right,
man. I
and
know
I-
that's your boy.
Here's the thing about Marcus
He's played
Morris.
great though. He's
He
played
Four
great.
days
has.
ago,
He has.
4 or 5 days ago, he ties the record for most threes in a game.
I get it.
With 7.
I've been on that same
And
wave
so-
all year, though,
So
but I
then,
get it.
so then you're thinking, oh, he's great. He played that great defense against the bigs. He's hit 1 3 ball since then. 1. Okay, I'm done.
Nah, I get you. Like, I can't say it's
gotta
obviously.
make
I've been saying it all year. I wanted him moved, but he played well in Game 6. He played well in Game 7. Like, he ain't really been playing bad. It's just like shit, make your shots, but he ain't been knocking
100%.
down shots. These are wide open shots. Like,
It's so easy when the Clippers lose these games in the playoffs to just like
man, I said this in the regular season.
think so worst case scenario and to get, you know, I don't want to say like panic mode because we already said with the player, like everyone should be
Shout out to
worried,
Rudy
like,
Gobert though. He's earning his money this season.
he's
And
making
this
an
is-
effect on the defensive end, and that's
Can't make a
pissing me
layup.
off
Shit,
because
though, that dude
it's
can't.
Rudy Gobert, but we're letting him play a lot better than that.
I like
Shout
that,
out
Rudy
Mike
Gobert.
Mike Gardabosco and them. That's on them. I'm trying to help them expand that great nickname. It's starting to catch wave. Rudy Gogurt.
As I said, that's pretty
Um,
funny. Thought that was you. That's never mind.
No. I had to shoot the little photo credit right there.
Damn you,
It wasn't
intern.
me. You know what I mean? I think it's so easy because of the history of the Clippers, because of how it always turns out. It's so easy to get down, but I don't know. I'm willing to come on here next week and be like, yeah, I'm an idiot. They got swept, but I really think this team's not out
It
of
ain't
this
a sweep.
series by any mean. I mean, both
Far from over.
there's really both chances in both of those first 2 games where like we could be looking at the Clippers up 2-0 right
saying,
now.
Zach, I'm
So
saying.
it's not like we're out here like getting beat. Like, yes, we did. We got beat.
That's
down.
Clipper basketball.
I'm-
You don't get blown
Dang.
out.
100%.
So-
Damn right, Terrence. We lose by
so-
3 or win by 12.
I still think
Lions.
I still think there's so much talent on this team. Like this team is so when they're playing well, like after some of those Dallas wins, after the game 7, it's like, damn, like this team really is a good team. People could see this team making a run to the finals. The talent is there. I'm not, regardless of outcome of the series. It's why
all
I say
on one guy, and it sucks.
I'm not giving up on this team at all.
He's the straw, bro. He stirs the drink. I can't disagree with it, Terrence. I can't. And
Yeah,
I'll never
important player on the team.
And
I'm not ready to give up.
I'll never stop
Yeah.
rooting for him. Like I'll never.
I ain't trying to get off the homies island, but he's the most important player on the team.
And here's
And
I can't
So
say
let me shift to this. Let me shift to this, you guys. What are things that things specifically in this series you're liking and things you're not liking from either team, from both sides?
You
I will say this. I'll go first. I'll say this about Utah. I don't know if I like it or don't. It's the only thing I know. I've never seen a team shoot so many pull-up 3 balls with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. And I kind of, at first, I didn't like it. But if you're just going to remain consistent with it and do it 25 times a game, fuck it. That's your style.
Why not when you got Rudy down there and and they going small?
And that's the difference. Like the Clippers work for a great shot every time. So if it's like you're getting a great look, bro. Like the Clippers are getting a great look. Like that's the offense. Where like Utah's offense is like, if you get a peek at that rim, let that motherfucker fly. And it's kind of crazy. So they're just shooting volume and catching up on volume, where the Clippers are like, we'll get great looks and knock down great looks. And if you don't, your head's cut off if you're the Clippers.
Also, Jordan Clarkson's bank 3 was one of the biggest shots of the game. That shit had no business going in.
Bro,
that's
business
Clipper basketball right there.
That one was crazy. I was like,
shots like that.
The Clippers need to take a note out of that. The Clippers 3-point shooting stars, so like Paul George. I mean, as much as he's been missing, actually, he's got to keep letting it fly, and he will. So Mook, but specifically Paul George, you have to shoot all those shots. Like, I don't care, hand in your face. What was it? The second quarter when I told you guys last game when I said Reggie Jackson's going to end up with more shots in this game than Paul George, and he did. And no cap to Reggie, he's playing his ass off and keeping us alive, and I love it. I need him to.
Reggie's shooting too much, though.
And it's only because Paul won't shoot, though. If Paul George shoots 25 shots, Reggie Jackson's only getting 14.
Did y'all see when Kawhi looked Paul off, though, to Reggie late in the game?
I'm not.
I mean,
he
got the defender to bite, and he gave Reggie the good look. He
had a choice. They was both wide open. I'm not. I mean, no. I'm not.
He made the defender bite.
I'm not looking too much into it, but he absolutely looked that fool off. And I don't blame him because Paul hasn't hit a shot in 8 weeks. So I definitely would have hit the guy who was knocking down.
I'm going to put it like this.
If anything,
in the playoffs.
I only mention that because Paul needs to go home and look in the fuck all that. Paul needs to go look in the mirror and be like, man, this dude signed up to play with me. He now look at me off in late game scenarios. I gotta step my shit up. Like,
yes, exactly.
That's unacceptable. Like, that's unacceptable.
Whether it was intentional or not.
No, bro. That was absolutely
so hard that he has to.
I want y'all to understand. That was absolutely intentional. Absolutely intentional.
I said it. I want to say in like game 5.
Absolutely intentional.
It was game 6 when Kawhi was popping off and he's pulling some crazy shots and he missed one of the 5 shots he missed was like a really turnt jumper. And I looked at my roommate and my friend were watching the game and I said, that's a where are you Paul George shot. Kawhi took this shot with Paul George on the court to say, look at what I'm doing because you won't shoot the ball. Like, look at the type of shots I'm taking because I'm looking at you pass it up.
To answer your question, though, Zach, what do I like and what do I don't like from both teams? What I like from Utah,
things you dislike.
What I like from Utah is that they trust Mitchell and that they don't give a shit what he does. Shoot it from wherever you want. We live and die by you. I'm tired of the NBA and all pro sports. It's levels to it. Guys are stars and superstars for a fucking reason. Like, all these guys are good at what they do. Mm-hmm. But the reason why that guy is really good at what he does, it's a reason. Stop trying to rewrite their will. Like, it's simple. Let your best players be your best players. And that's what I don't like with the Clippers. Like, just for what we mentioned. I don't get why Paul won't shoot the ball. I don't get why Kawhi won't shoot the ball more. I need both of these guys. Kawhi, you shoot the ball 30 times. Mm-hmm. Paul, shoot it 20 plus. And the rest of you idiots, play defense and get the ball when I pass you the ball, I pass you the ball. Like, but I'm sick of these. Like, I don't care if you get swept. These next 2 games, live and die by your stars. This is why they need to be traded and blow it up. That's why I think they need to blow it up.
I think they proved they're willing to do that in the last series. Like when back was against the wall.
Last series was last series.
But I still think like you have to take it as somewhat of a precedent for this playoff run. Like last series, they got in the situation And they did that. They went to Kawhi and Paul George, and they put up fucking.
You got to win
25,
these
30
next two, or the
shots.
series is over.
I
You go
agree.
down
I
3-1,
can't-
it's
I
over.
can't see us winning 2 in Utah. It's going to be hard enough to win 1 there.
I don't see you winning
2.
Game 5 in Utah if you're down 3-1.
That's
It's
what I'm
over.
saying. If we have to.
That
win
crowd
one-
is lit.
We have to
Oh
win
boy,
one.
oh boy.
We have to win
That-
one there no matter
I
what.
wouldn't-
So it's
I don't
either
wanna
5
play
or
this.
7.
Yeah, I'd rather try to win 7 there than
Yeah.
unless if it's 2-2, then yeah, obviously.
That's what I'm
But if
saying.
you go
But
down
here's-
3-1,
We can't win
Mm-mm.
2. If you go down 3-1, you have to win 2 in Utah, and there's no way we'll do that.
I don't think you win Game 5 in Utah. It's just gonna be too late. You might win Game 7 in that scenario, but Game 5, what? Boy, that crowd is turned.
going
Things I like in
bonkers.
this series, Bogdan Bogdanovic is a extremely underrated defender. Like he is.
He do be
absolutely-
Out here
Out
foul.
here sitting on Clark
But
Quad.
he do be fouling, but he's a great defender. But he's,
No, I'm not gonna be saying
playing
he's fouling
physical
and all that
basketball.
shit. I
No,
like that
he's
they're
sitting.
allowing him to play physical in the post. I like that shit. I want that. I want the. If
Him
this-
and Joe
I-
Ingles both be
I
sitting
want
on
them.
defense. That's
I
crazy.
want. I want them to be able to fucking let Kawhi play with his hands a little bit. That only if they're gonna call the series like that, that only plays to my favor in the end. So I'm down. If you're gonna let me play physical, what do I like more? Bogdan or Donovan Mitchell trying to score on Kawhi's physical defense, or Kawhi trying to score on Bogdan's physical defense?
You know what I
over
think?
time,
I feel
you know
that.
what I mean? You know what I mean?
that plays that does overtime. It plays for you.
But to give him his credit, he defended his ass off. And
True, very true.
he's hitting big shots off the dribble. When he sees Luke or Reggie on the switch and they give him space, he's doing that little one dribble step back. Like, go ahead and grab it out the net because I can score. That's what I do. So things I like, I think he's having a phenomenal series for the Utah Jazz to complement, with the little things, maybe not so much stats, but even with the little things to complement Mitchell and them and to keep them alive because Mitchell's just handling on offense. Things I dislike. I don't know. I feel like somehow we have to attack the rim. I think we're letting the aura of Rudy Gobert in this
Mhm.
big tree
Absolutely.
and his
Attack him.
decoy.
Put him in foul trouble. Like
Go at him. I think we need to go at him. Like Zubac dunk.
He
on
gets
his
10
ass,
blocks.
like,
So what?
I think he affects Paul George almost more than anyone. And we said so much in the last series.
I don't know.
think
I don't know if Paul has to
I
lift
think
anymore.
I think Boban affected Paul a lot at the rim too, and Paul doesn't like to really go up for the layup against these super big guys. And
I ain't seen a homie
go
dunk
at him.
in a
Go at
while.
him. I saw
Like-
Zubac put Rudy through the rim. Like go at him. Go
But
at
he
him.
was
Two things with
going
the
at him.
Clippers though.
Yeah,
I
so
do
that's
like
something I dislike.
Zoo's minutes, even though see the thing with Lewis, he plays guys a little too long. Like I like these guys in spurts. Like Boogie's been giving good spurt minutes, but then you'll leave Boogie out there too long
and let him
Like,
get
and get-
gassed.
and get gas and start getting cooked. Like Boogie's giving good quick minutes, take Boogie back out. Let him give his burst minutes against favors. Even when Rudy's in, just give him his burst quick minutes, take him back out. Zoo's giving good minutes, but Zoo fouls so fast and he
Man,
can't
young,
switch.
young kid just really just getting
But
eaten up by these.
I
playoffs.
think one thing that Clippers should try to do actually is one, they should just play man, and you might have to play man in Beverly more for this reason because they should just put those two dudes on Mitchell, just try to wear him out, pick him up full court, like those guys
Rough
just try to
him
wear
up.
him out. But put Paul and Kawhi on Bogdanovich, take him out the game.
Mhm.
Try to take him
I think-
completely out of the game, and then try to take Clarkson out the game. Take their role players out because you can't stop Mitchell. I'm looking at this guy cook all out. It doesn't matter at this point.
And I will say this though, Mitchell can be inefficient at times. So like the last game plan, we were like, let Luka cook you, and it was like at times it was hurting us because he can be an efficient scorer. But if you let Mitchell, there's going to be games where he's going to go 12 for 30, and it's like you can get you're in those games. You
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
he shoots a really high ball. Man, that
Bro.
dude put some air into his shit. Like, whoa. But it be raining down. But I really think that's one of the plans they should
one
do.
thing-
Stop putting them on him. Try to shut down the role players
One
because
thing
those
to
guys
be
are
very
killing me.
optimistic about, if you're a Clipper fan, is they legitimately found something defensively in that second half last night.
Mhm.
But with the
I'm
comeback,
not
with the
I
zone,
hate the zone.
man.
Spurs
I get it.
won,
I
that's
get it.
fine.
It
I get
worked.
I
It worked.
get it from
I
a
get it. It
Hooper
worked.
standpoint. I get
It
there.
worked.
There's a
worked.
large group of Hoopers in the Hooper community, and I get it that it's like a sign of weakness, maybe, or whatever you want to call it, because it's like I'm not checking them.
You getting
you
cooked
can't-
if you got to go
you
zone.
can't
But
check
reality was you was getting cooked. So
Yeah,
who
and you
cares?
had
Like,
to-
I
gotta
think at
make
the
an
end of the
adjustment.
day,
Win or go home,
defensive
like, it doesn't matter.
adjustments, switching up defenses, like that's we can have that conversation the other day.
You play to win the game.
In the reality of what's happening in the game, though, I think they legitimately found something there. And I think
facts.
every guy with their back against the wall right now is looking at Ty Lue like, I can't wait for you to fucking say the call so we can bust that shit out again tomorrow. today."
But
You know
you
what I
have
mean?
to
Like,
understand, Utah is going to game plan for that zone.
1,000%.
they're gonna have
But
real good
I
The
think-
NBA, it's a reason why teams don't run zone in the NBA.
Mhm.
absolutely.
It's not hard to break a zone.
The Mavericks were cooking it with that baseline KCP or KCP.
It's just not
KP
hard.
dunk.
It works
But I
when you
think
surprise
they
teams.
legitimately, exactly. I think it's something that they showed they can add to the mix of defense, and
Yeah.
hopefully, in certain situations, it speeds up Utah or forces them to, commit turnovers, whatever it does for them. I think they legitimately found
It
something
slowed
there.
Utah down.
So, it extremely slowed them down. So hopefully, you're not going to be digging yourself into these 15-point holes like you did. In last night in the third quarter, or you're giving up these 13-point leads like you did in both games. In game one, you gave up the 13-point lead, then you had to come back from 13 and 20 in this lead. Hopefully, you stay out of that kind of range if you have something like that to lean on. If you see the run coming, so I think that's something to be optimistic about if you're part of the Clippers.
Or like coming out of the zone, coming out of timeouts, just to switch it up, surprise
Mhm.
people.
Yep.
But you can't run
Absolutely.
that zone for a
Add
long
it to the
period of
mix.
time.
Not for prolonged.
That and
Oh,
Utah shoots the ball too well. They'll shoot you the hell out of that zone.
Yep. All right.
But
we've
We got to move on. I was going to say,
I was
but
gonna say,
I really
last
do
thing-
want them to do that though. Take those dudes out the game. Take the role players out the game, and just let's see how efficient and how great Mitchell really is. Let him cook.
Last thing I'll
Let
say,
'em cook.
give me a prediction for Game 3 tonight. What are we seeing? What do we think?
Clippers. Man.
Clippers win, Zach. I'm going Clippers win, Zach.
I'm not wavering. Clippers win. Paul George has a big game. He's due for one. He's got to make a stand. He's got to make a he's got to make he's got to make a stand eventually in these playoffs. It's literally like now or never. Like Paul George has a good big game. Clippers win
Paul
a good
George
game.
is 1, 2,
People
3,
feel a
3,
lot
4.
better going to bed tonight.
Absolutely. Okay, good job. That was good. We really broke down this series so far. Actually,
Paul's
really
making
enjoyed that. That was
itinerary
good.
plans, and Kawhi's looking at him.
Would
like,
you
what the
knock it
fuck
off?
are you
We are
doing?
sending
Fuck out of
good
here. So much.
vibes to 13. Get
Hope
out of
Terrence's
here.
internet cuts
Take
out.
it out.
God, I hope it.
All right,
cuts
my bad,
out.
my bad. I'm sorry, dude. Just
It's game day.
He got me-
Positive
he got
energy.
me
It's game day.
stressed out,
That's
dog.
for the
Shoot
off
the
day.
ball.
We all
That's
feel
for
it.
the
We all
off day.
feel it.
We feel like
all
this is
I
off
my
day.
last thing on Paul
You
is
wake up with the energy of a good on a game day.
I need the homie to maybe go back to the fade. Like, fuck the braids. That ain't you, dog. Like, I don't know who this man is with the braids. Like, get
Stay
the
the
fade
course.
back.
We might
Don't
be.
I
listen
don't
to the
know,
noise.
dog. Like,
Stay
he
the
just
course.
stop
Get
all this
locked
Johnny
in
Cool
again.
shit. Just attack.
I get it.
He's
I
like
get it.
Garrett Anderson of like Garrett Anderson in baseball was so smooth and like lackadaisical and chill. Like you felt like he wasn't giving his full effort. So like when he played well, you were like, God, he's beautiful. And then when he didn't play well, you're like, he's not trying out there. And I think Paul
I
George
feel
has
that,
that
Zach.
same effect. Like he's so buttery, like silky, la 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 when he plays that like when he's going
No,
good,
not trying
you're
is
like, God
standing
damn,
in a
this shit is
corner and watching
poetry in
Reggie
motion.
Jackson shoot the
And
ball.
when he's going bad,
Hey, Reggie had the hot hand. No, I'm playing.
yeah. And when he's going,
He got the
bad,
hot hand because
you're
you
like,
refuse to
you're
shoot.
like Jesus.
I respect
Alright.
Reggie. Reggie ain't scared to shoot. He like, if
There's a
y'all ain't
little
gonna
bit of
shoot it,
that
I will.
I would love to talk about the Clippers all day. We know this, but we must move on, boys. We must move on. The
All
only
right. Yeah.
then Paul George not going for 40 has been the Brooklyn and Milwaukee series. My God, we were
Oh,
here
yeah.
a week ago and we were like, man, this series about to be crazy.
That series
I
is
can't
far
believe
from
how
over.
good it is. And I'm gonna be like, it kind of feels like Brooklyn's got that thing by the freaking neck.
That shit's going 7.
You are cautiously optimistic, and I love it. But I feel like Brooklyn's got them right. Like got them. They got them.
That was a Milwaukee should have won that game because KD does not miss that much, but I still think that series goes 7.
I feel like Milwaukee should be.
But if Bud doesn't make an adjustment, like this is literally the only reason why I think they're going in 7 is because it's like these adjustments are obvious, and it's like, bro, are you trying to lose your job? Like, do you really want to be unemployed in the summer? Like, do you not enjoy coaching Giannis? Like, what's the deal? Like, do you hate the guy? Like, what's going on here? Like, these are obvious things. Giannis should play the 5 and go smaller because they're cooking Brook Lopez. Like, Brook hit some big shots late, but they gotta go smaller. Like, they can't keep running that big lineup out there too long. Like, I was completely wrong about that. I thought going big would get them, but it doesn't matter because these boys can score, man. They can score. And those
It's like-
games are low scoring and they can defend. Like, Brooklyn
Well,
defends better than people think.
The first two, Brooklyn got their piece off. They were in the 120s and more, but the last game was ugly.
Fourth
they can
quarter
still
was
defend,
wildly
like-
ugly.
And you keep hating on Blake Griffin, Zach. Blake still has juice. Like he just fooled the whole NBA. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to
Blake
Blake.
definitely has juice, and I've been saying this much like Albert Pujols with the Dodgers. It's
No,
amazing.
it's way more than
no,
that.
no. Listen, we just listen. Much like that, like it's amazing what extremely talented people, like guys who are or have been and have it in them to be like superstars. It's
Mhm.
amazing what playing for a contender will bring out of you. Like
Yeah.
when those guys know that there's something to play for,
Blow the
there's
dust
something
off.
there's something they can tap into no matter what. And Blake has it at a
It's
higher
time.
level because he's still younger and more athletic. But you're seeing it with Albert. Literally last night, Albert went
Yeah.
middle of the pavilion, and
That
it's
shit
like
was a
it's like the
bomb,
third.
bro.
It's like the third ball I've seen him blast on the Dodgers, and I'm like, it's amazing, like what you can tap into when you know you're playing for a
Joe
winner,
Madden's
and you
like-
know what you have
And-
in you. You know what I
And,
mean?
and this comes with playing with a winner. Like putting Blake Griffin with other people who are really good at basketball is gonna make Blake Griffin really fucking
Bring it-
good at basketball.
Because
You know what I
mean?
he has, yeah, absolutely.
And he
So-
knows how to play basketball. Like he's really
Right.
good already.
When he's
Listen.
in Detroit and he's carrying a bunch of fucking prospects that you're just trying to know if they even belong in the NBA or not. Yeah, Blake Griffin's probably not trying his hardest, and it's like that's not
He's
bringing
annoying.
And that was just a
He's annoying.
sniper.
and it's not even his best skill set. Like he's like, okay, I'll facilitate, and then it's like you
Never
go
shot
here-
nothing but threes. That dude
Bro.
should.
But
It's
listen,
crazy. You go here and you surround him with Kevin Durant, Kyrie,
That's
Joe
malpractice.
Harris, and James Harden, and all these good players. And it's like, okay, Blake, just be a good teammate and a good basketball player. Blake's like, oh, I can do that. By the way, I have the skill set of an absolute superstar in this league.
He's like, oh yeah, bet, give me the ball.
with all that being said, all those good things about Blake Griffin,
Now watch this.
Giannis should eat him. He should eat him up. He should eat him up. Like he should eat him up. I watched multiple possessions where Giannis like went to the rim, and I'm like, what
disagree.
am
I
I
just
looking
think it's
at? Like,
hilarious.
Giannis gotta read the game
Oh
manual, dude.
my
Like he don't know his controls.
God.
Like, bro, didn't know spin move from crossover.
no, he does
Terrence?
not know.
Terrence retweeted or whatever the tweet that said, and it was so true. This is gonna be in 25 years when there's dumbass Generation B or whatever the fuck the generation is called then. When they're there talking about our era, they're gonna show that clip and be like, "That era was trash. This motherfucker won dummy MVPs," and I'm gonna be like, "That's bullshit," because you didn't even see Giannis tear teams apart. Like, don't hold that clip over. Our
I
head.
just hate that Giannis
It's not
does
even
that
that
stupid spin move
specific
so
clip.
much. Like,
That's the only one he knows. It's the only movie he really knows that he's got
Like,
like an actual.
and Jesus, why did he change his form? Like, man, your shit looked so much better. Now it's so robotic and slow. Like,
I just,
Chris Middleton's a hooper though, dude. Shout out to him because he got all that slander and he came back in game 3 and hooped his ass off.
I'd love
And that's a guy that's not scared to shoot the ball. Shout out to guys that ain't scared to shoot the ball.
If you
He will
could
shoot them
add-
out of it.
If you could add one more player that's better than Chris Middleton on that team, imagine the looks Chris Middleton would get. Like if
You
Chris,
can add somebody better than Drew.
if
They
you're
could have got
gonna-
Chris Paul over Drew.
If you got Chris Middleton cooking the other team's third best player all game, he'll cook the other team's third best player all game, bro. Like Chris Middleton can score in this league, and he's doing it against guys that are ones and twos because they don't have, because he has to. And I'm like, bro, if you could make Chris Middleton a 3 on your team, you are looking great, my man.
James Harden would have been beautiful on that team.
Oh, it would have been. It would have been. I can't hate. I can't.
Chris Paul with Giannis would have been insane as well. You understand those pick and rolls? Like, are you
The
kidding?
lobs would be out of this fucking world.
I think.
You know, ATL should figure that out. Oh my god, I just had a flash of thinking him and Trey Young.
That
Oh shit, that would be crazy.
roster is nuts. I don't know how they pull that.
They
off.
got enough. Atlanta has enough to figure that out. They got so much young talent, dude. You telling me John Collins, Reddish, and a first round pick and something else couldn't get you him? If yeah, maybe. But like, if Giannis is like, I don't want to be here. Like, if he don't want to be there, holy shit, you got to trade him anyway. So it's
you
like,
have to move him. That would be crazy. That actually would be.
and
wild.
that's enough to get him to me. Because
I
like,
told you,
John
Dame,
Collins
like,
isn't
I
no
need
bum. He's
Giannis-
good.
To me, my dream matchup with Giannis is Dame. That's me.
True. But man, him and Trey Young with them lobs would be insane. Ooh, boy, I just had flash.
Zach, give me your dream matchup for Giannis to make you don't like
You-
Giannis. How do we
Europe?
make Giannis a winner, Zach? How do we make Giannis a winner? Who do we?
He's
put
sending
with
him in Europe.
Jeremy Lin just signed with the Beijing Ducks. I
Get
think
out
he
of
can
here.
go big.
That's so good. I love it.
Nah.
That was good.
um,
Oh,
um,
fuck.
my internet's kind of poor, I think, right now. I think
You're
so
back.
I'm
You're back.
gonna
I
try
hear
to
you.
keep it short. I think you guys nailed it.
Oh.
I think you guys nailed it with like
Yeah,
the
he said Giannis
the
is the MVP,
alphas.
best player ever.
That's what I heard.
You're looking for an alpha with him. See, I knew it. Man.
All right, so
He said
basically, I heard that Giannis is Zach's favorite player, and that he's probably
And
the best.
he wants a jersey.
He got the best package in the league too. Like, okay, I heard that. Hey, no lie though, Giannis,
This
like
isn't
you
fair.
should be ashamed of yourself for what that video is. Though, like Jesus Christ, dog, and stop shooting
He
so
had,
many threes.
he had almost 40 in that game.
Stop shooting so many threes. Like, I want Giannis to shoot nothing but turnaround fadeaways and shit, and like he can shoot no more than 4 threes. Like, don't get me wrong, shoot threes, but 8 or how many shots? 10, I think 8 or whatever. Like 4.
Way too many.
If he makes 2 out of the 4, you get to shoot 6. If you hit 3 out of the 6, you get to shoot 7. If you miss that 7th one, get your ass back down there. 3 for 7 is enough. But you gotta understand your percentages, dude. You shooting too much. But he still shot 50% with all that being said, though, which is crazy. Because down in the paint, the man's a monster. Like,
So Terrence thinks this series still goes 7. I'm gonna say it's done in 5.
nah, maybe 6.
But yeah, I can't see it going any more than 6 personally, but I think it's done in 5. Zach's going 5. Terrence says it still goes 7. We'll see what
7 or
happens.
6. No, it doesn't go 5. It
Um,
goes more.
am I
They
still,
went.
am I still choppy?
It
Am I
sounds
still
like you're
choppy?
back. Sounds like you're
You
back.
sound good.
Okay. If I get choppy, just move on. But
I'll just mute you.
I was gonna say, with Giannis, you guys are right with the alphas. You got to do him like D Wade when D Wade was like right in his prime. Get him someone even better, like LeBron, and he'll fucking take off. Like he'll get some championships. He'll do it. I've always said this.
Oh,
I still
D-Wade
believe
had
this.
one. That hurts.
Of course, D Wade had. I'm just saying.
I get you, though. I
D-Wade
do agree,
Was
though.
a bona fide superstar. Like Giannis to me is a 2 in a 1's body. I've always said that. Like he is. If he is the second best player on your team, you will.
He's
run
a
the league.
1B, but he's not a 1A, which is a weird.
He-
He's like.
Right.
He's not a.
I mean,
he's too good to be a
I don't
2,
wanna-
but he's not
yeah.
good enough to be a 1. He's that.
And
Like,
don't mirror it.
He's stuck in, like,
to
between. It's
D-Wade
weird.
because D Wade was a 1. Like D Wade was a bona fide 1. We watched him, so I like.
but he
don't
kind of
mirror
is what you're
exactly-
saying. I agree.
But
I agree
you know
with
what I
that.
mean? It's like if you get him a true number 1, your team will soar because he is talented. I have so much criticism, and it's because I think I don't think he's anywhere near what people really say he is. And that's why I have such harsh criticisms of Giannis, not because I truly think he's weak. And I always say that in the group message, like he's
No,
whack,
we get
he's
that.
this. And it's too harsh. But you're right. Like I shouldn't be saying that. He's just not what I think people perceive him to be. I don't think he's anywhere near that good.
He's just
and
a
until I
two-time
see him,
MVP.
I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Sometimes the eyes tell you differently. And it's like, you know that.
I
You
say
know
it every
that.
year. I like the MVP is great and it goes to great players, but it is narrative.
It
based.
goes
Yeah,
to
it
great
is, but
players.
it's still
It
funny
is
though to say
narrative
that
to it.
shit though.
Like, and that because it's like you're right. He is a 2-time MVP, that motherfucker, and it's like there's something to be said for that.
And bro
But until
wins a
he-
lot of games.
Until bro gives me a signature move, until he expands his jumper to at least 18 feet. Like I'm not even asking him to bang a 3.
What's
like,
Bron's
expand
signature
it to
move?
consistent. Braun, at least Braun got that little fall you to sleep, pull back and bang the 3. That shit weak as shit, but it bangs. Fucking, he can and Braun shoots a
Turnaround.
high clip on like a turnaround jumper. Like Braun really still like he can hit that.
He don't have a
hit that.
signature move, but Braun has never needed one. Like he's the
But
one
he's
man
got
in the
enough in his
history of
bag.
basketball.
He's got a ton of shit in his bag that's like high level.
No
so, like, there is
crossover, no signature move. I'm just fucking better than all of y'all. Like,
Yeah, I just got a lot of shit at a high level.
But
Just, like,
that's-
until I see that Giannis is nowhere near what I think. So that's
on like
my
a
issue with
quick
Giannis.
15 seconds on Braun, but that's also why Braun's like decline will also be a steep decline though. Because he's not the most skilled guy in the world. Like he is skilled, don't get me wrong, but like compared to what his legacy is, he's not the most skilled guy compared to other guys that you compare him legacy wise. So his decline will fall steeper than a lot of these guys because when his athleticism does drop, he can't rely more on his like jump shot and fadeaways and all of that shit because it just ain't there like the other cats.
It's not as crisp.
It just ain't there because he didn't have to work on it. Like for what? Like I'm jumping out the gym when I'm 50, but on to something else. My bad.
No, you're good. That was good. I like that. The other 15 or what did I say? 15. The other Eastern
Trae Young, right?
Conference. matchup is Philly and Atlanta. We had some
That
high
series
hopes
is
for
over.
Atlanta.
I was wrong.
And I think Philly's grabbing a hold of that series. I had high hopes for Atlanta too. I won't bury him yet. I think Trae Young might have a really big performance to win another game and see if he can grab some momentum. But it's looking bleak to me. Philly's really getting a hold of that series.
My man Nate Jones said they got Dobermans, and it's real. Like Philly just got a team full of Dobermans. Them dudes is so big and long.
That's the only
They
reason
smother
I
it.
said, it's the only reason I said that they're the only team for me that's going to give Brooklyn a run for their money is because, like, I mean, they got defenders everywhere that can just, and I don't really think
Ibo is so good. He
The
don't
only
get
thing-
enough burn.
the only thing that can guard Kevin Durant is just unlucky shooting because I don't really think anybody can guard him. But everybody else, Kyrie and Harden, you got length and size and quickness to match them. That's the only team I see really giving Brooklyn.
When KD missed, it's because he missed.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Just bad luck. Like KD.
It's certain guys you ain't got shit for. Like, yeah, it's like good defense, but like I low key missed that because I missed. Like, I still got a good look. Like I just missed. But
So
I
I think that series is pretty close to over. But I will say Trae Young might have one big performance left to get another game and maybe make it.
they're just too big for them. Like when they figured the end, Draymond said it. Like at the end of game one, he was like, Atlanta lost all the momentum going into this series now because like the way they blitzed those cats at the end of the game was insane. I haven't seen a team look like I never seen an NBA team look like a college team. Like those guys were just turning the ball over late, getting swarmed, getting trapped, and it was like desperation mode in game one. I was like, that shit was crazy. I've never seen that before, really, in an NBA game, and they never recovered because then Philly was like, oh, that's how we have to play these guys. We just have to blitz them and be physical, and these guys will give us the ball. And ever since then, they can't make shots anymore. And that series, it's ugly now for them. I don't know if they come back.
I mean, I kept saying like, well, if JoJo's healthy, I don't like the Hawks, and I didn't realize like JoJo is looking good. Like I didn't think JoJo would look this good.
I don't know. He
didn't.
scares me every time he falls because he's like,
he's
God.
scared.
oh, my
He's
knee. It's like,
Anthony
he's
Davis,
not
Anthony
healthy.
Davis.
Exactly.
But at least he
Anthony
plays.
Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, at least
But
JoJo be out
but
there.
every time he hits the floor, you
He's
go
better than AD as well.
You're like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Every time he hits the floor, it's just I think what I'm seeing from JoJo
He also
too
is dumb though. He be going for stupid shit. Like
Oh, bro.
when he almost broke his arm that last play, I was like, bro,
he's
what
so
are you on?
rambunctious.
Like,
He's so rambunctious and clumsy.
yeah. But go Zach, my bad.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think what I'm seeing from him is, and this is no disrespect, I love that Joker got the MVP, deserve it. I would have voted for him too.
And beat missed too many games. Though.
Exactly. I think all it's showing me in this series is if Embiid would have played more games, he probably would have been the MVP because that man is really carrying a team at the top of his
And he's
conference.
defensively a monster.
Yeah,
a rim
he's so
protector at the
two-way.
highest level for
And
sure.
that's DeAndre Ayton's youth. And I kept saying, I think it'll take a game or two for DeAndre Ayton to get used to Joker. And I think that's why the Nuggets had a chance early in the series. And I was completely wrong. It's taken 3 games for Joker to get used to on Ayton, and he just can't. Ayton just gets up and down the floor like an exuberant young big, and he's just going boom, boom, boom.
It's so
And
good.
Joker's so good offensively, and he even said, he's like, damn, he had 20 rebounds, 10 offensive, and 10 assists. Like, that's why he's the MVP. But on the flip side, like, yeah, he did all that, and Joker's
That's
30
good
point
news.
triple-double was great, but he couldn't get back. I mean, DeAndre Ayton off the rebound or turnover, which is flooring him down the floor and just beating him.
Do you see that dude body? He is in great shape.
Absolutely. So it's like Joker couldn't do that, whereas Embiid's a defensive anchor. When he gets back, like he's a defensive anchor and he really locks it down. He's so good two-way.
But that's in beast ball, though. He ain't in the best shape
I
though.
will,
Like he is not in Ayton shape. Ayton is a specimen when it comes to like physical fitness. That dude is in great shape.
I'm
But he's the
excited.
number 1 pick for a reason. Shout out to Ayton. He's showing why he was the number 1 pick.
We'll get more into it once if they do, if Philly finishes this year off. But I am excited for a Brooklyn Philly matchup. I think that's going to be the match. I mean, we were really hopeful for Brooklyn Milwaukee, and we still might get a good series out of that. But if we do get Brooklyn Philly, that might really be a dogfight right there, man. That might really be a great series.
No, I think that's what we're
Absolutely.
gonna end up getting
Um,
because I was wrong.
and-
The
and
Hawks
then
are going home.
Before we get out of here, I do want to touch. I know the brooms are coming out, but I do want to talk about these teams, the Phoenix Denver series, before we finish up hoops. Looks like brooms probably coming out for Denver. I mean, I said it half-heartedly after game 1, you guys. I said Phoenix is about to fuck around and end up playing for Larry O.B. and like, or they're gonna fuck around and end up playing Brooklyn. And like, man, are
They
they
win it all if they play Brooklyn.
to me right now, they're the most dangerous team in the West, and I can't say it enough. It's the way. I mean, you look at their players. the way
Ooh,
they
that would be a
play,
good series.
in their eyes, like literally their
Boy.
fucking face, their body.
They
language,
believe in
everything.
themselves.
I'm telling you, they're disgusted that you're in their way. Like, I can't believe you're standing in front of me on my way to my championship.
Ooh,
And it's like, to
Brooklyn.
me, it makes me want, like, it really is like, man, that is awesome to see teams, because that's what you want to see. Like, if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, win, lose, or draw, you're so proud, bro. You're so proud to watch a team play with that kind of spirit. And it's like,
Bridges
it's awesome
on
to see for me.
KD. I need it. I need to see that.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
long ass
I,
arms. I
Long,
need
long
that.
arm versus long arm, baby.
Man, both guys' knuckles just dragging on the floor like shit. Y'all out here just ready to hoop.
Just so much, just length.
Just
couple of
so much,
wacky
like-
waving inflatable arm flailing two
Them
men
dudes
guarding
is
each
out
other.
there. That shit is crazy.
Oh,
Bridges is so
God,
good
Zach.
too. That team is
Couple-
nice. Phoenix drafted so
Shout
well.
out Family Guy for the best bit
Booker,
ever. Oh my
Ayton,
god.
Bridges, Cam Johnson,
Yeah, homegrown talent, baby. Shout
Cameron
out,
Payne. They went and got picked up Cameron Payne, who was out the league. Like,
I said this in the group message last night to flip to the sad end of that series. I know I like Aaron Gordon as a player. Do I like Aaron Gordon with the Denver Nuggets in the role he's been playing?
yes.
Terrence said I do. He said yes,
I
you
agree
do.
with Terrence on this subject.
You
by
just
the way.
need kind of like the guy that stirs the drink or the missing giant piece to bring it together. You're missing that, and then you would have a different perspective on Aaron Gordon. Made a ton of sense to me, and I thought, yeah, you're probably right. Like, don't get away from that. Let's see him with the
With
main
Jamal Murray.
piece of this whole project,
I think-
anyways, which is Jamal Murray.
With Jamal Murray, he becomes much more, like you said, the shots you want him getting, slashing at the rim, and less perimeter and more attacking. Where with Jamal Murray not there, without that kind of floor spacing, he's forced into a more perimeter role, which is like, to me, it's not really him. And
No Murray means Jokic has to do everything. And
Uh-huh.
that just makes your offense a little different because now your bigs have to play out farther instead of being able to cut more. It's just
I
different
don't-
because, like, you can get, I don't know, when you have an elite point guard, he's pushing pace. Like,
Yep.
point guards matter. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
tired of these teams acting like point guards don't matter. Point guards fucking matter. Pushing
why does every
pace,
team want to
pushing
make their
tempo.
small forward a point guard? Just because LeBron.
Not everybody's
Bird-
Bron.
Yeah, LeBron, Larry Bird were great players, and now everybody wants to do that. And it's like, it's a reason it happens once every 30 goddamn
Also,
years.
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is fantastic at pushing pace. He's another guy really good at pushing tempo, but he can't.
I
shoot
don't
free
know.
throws. That's his.
I don't
problem.
know the situation of contracts, cap, money, but in my mind,
I wish
feel
D
like
Rose
you
went
bring-
there.
you bring Murray back, right? And he's the missing piece. How do I have Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. and they both feel like they're important, getting an important enough role? Because I feel like they're similar, just with like tweak. Like they're similar, but MPJ gives me a more isolation off the bounce bucket, and then Aaron Gordon gives me off the bounce, like to the rim more, with a little more like driving,
I
slashing.
think they
but
can
they are.
coexist.
Can they?
I think that
coexist?
lineup
And
is
they
so
both
lit.
have-
Yeah,
and they have enough. Do they both get enough shots? Are you get if you
to
have
run
them
them
both?
together.
Can you get enough out of both? You know what I'm saying? Or do
The
they
key
take
to
away
this
from
is
each other?
Denver
I don't know.
Has to
Zach-
go get a lockdown,
Zach,
like
don't
perimeter
overthink
first.
this. Depth is not a problem. Don't overthink this. Depth
If
is
Denver
not a
can do
problem.
this, if they can
Okay.
go get them a defensive wing to start now, where you
Mhm.
could start Murray at the one, the defensive wing, and now you get to let MPJ be your now scoring wing, and have Aaron Gordon play that defensive four
It's all
scoring
about-
spot,
It's all
stretch
about
four
the ego
defensive
of
player,
these
and
guys,
then
Zach.
Jokic.
We saw Marcus Morris. I mean, the guy's getting paid $60 million a year. He's got a high pay grade and role in this team. And he went up to Ty Lue and said, dude, these guys are balling. Keep Nick Batum as a starter. It's all about like what the guy's ego is willing to check. And if like Aaron Gordon,
These guys are young though. That's the only difference. Aaron
I
Gordon's
agree.
really-
And I can feel that. And if Aaron Gordon's willing to check his ego and be like, oh yeah, like I can spare some of these minutes there and play this kind of role, then it would work. To me, it'll work then.
Okay.
I do think it's Brooms, by the way, though. They don't got nothing for
Brooms.
Phoenix, and Phoenix is
Hard.
just got their fucking heads on fire right now. No pun intended.
It's
Terrence,
just
they
it's
get-
hard.
They get or Brooms.
It's
it's
got.
hard.
I mean, Spurs.
I don't see them winning again.
It's
Maybe
Brooms.
one.
It's
it's
Brooms.
just hard. I mean,
Jokic is good.
I hope-
Jokic is really good
I
enough.
hope
but-
I hope they show some fight, and I hope they go win a game and extend it.
Even though
just
he's
for the
playing really
sake of
well,
it,
he's still
but,
losing,
like,
so it's not him.
you know, I'm thinking Brooms.
All right, I do have to make an apology before we get out of here today, and it's not based on this sport. I I tried hard to hold off on them San Francisco Giants, boys, and I want to just put it on the airwaves because I sat here for like 3 episodes and mocked
The
you,
Padres can't win a game.
and I mocked you for San Francisco Giants stock, and I said they'd still be below 500 come All-Star break and all these pompous things. And I just want to say, you boys were right. That stock is worth a lot right now. You bought in early. You trusted your eyes. I respect you for it. And I would buy Giant stock if there was any left. I would say yes. The Giants are going to be there till the end, fighting for playoffs in the division and all that. This and the other. Obviously, Gosman's not ending the year with a 1.8 ERA and whatnot, but he's dealing, man. And the Giants are a fucking good baseball team, and you guys fucking nailed
Why
it.
won't he finish the year like that? You don't know that.
The starting
Because
pitching will
nobody
be,
since
the
Bob
starting
Gibson
pitching will
has
take them
fucking
down
done
there.
that, motherfucker. That's why.
The starting
Believe.
the starting pitching will take that team possibly to the playoffs, definitely in the mix as a team in the mix the whole way there.
100%.
The downfall, the reason why that team won't win probably
hit.
a playoff series, I don't even think that. I think their bullpen. I don't think their bullpen
Oh,
will
yeah.
give them enough down the stretch, like late in
They don't have a
games.
good bullpen.
When you get into a
Those-
series and you got to
those-
pull your
those
starter early
situations
type
go
stuff.
real high leverage. You know, they might.
Yeah,
Their
so
bullpen
I
is a
think-
bunch of kids, dude. A lot of those dudes are like prospects. A lot of those
and
guys are
then
really
Jake,
young.
and then like Jake McGee. So
That
it's
can't
like
be
it's
their
the
closer.
tough. You know what I'm saying? It's
They
a
have to
tough
make 2
look out
deals
there in
for
the
a
bullpen.
closer and a bat. That's the 2 deals. the
Yeah,
Giants
they
do.
need a nice power hitting bat. Trevor
the
Story is
Padres
going
are
to be
linked
like
to
a
Gallo.
right-handed power bat would be great. For
no,
them.
no.
I don't
I think
understand that.
left-handed because they have Posey.
Okay, I feel
although you know what I mean. I mean, although Crawford is giving them the power they need from the left
And
side, but
your
Bill doesn't really
Yastrzemski.
give it to him anymore.
And it's Scransky, but he's not
Yeah.
hitting as well as they want.
I
right
think
now.
you definitely need to make a
You're right. Though,
play
Zach,
for a
they got
bat.
Longo
Story's
too.
going to be out there, but
Left-handed bat
Story
might be
doesn't
better.
fit into what they got. Yeah, Story doesn't fit into what they got. You're not going to have anywhere to play him. It's the National League. So I'm curious where in the National
They just not
League-
getting Story. No way in
Whoever,
hell
I'm sorry,
they trade
who-
them in division.
whoever
He's a-
in the
he's a free agent this
American
year, I think.
League. Whoever
Yeah, but
in
the
the American
The
League
Rockies ain't trading Story to the Giants.
Oh yeah.
Whoever in the American League needs a power hitting right-handed bat is going to get Trevor Story because he's going to end up playing a lot of DH, I think, even though he's a great shortstop if need be, if he goes to a team with a good shortstop. So I'm curious where he ends
I don't
up.
think he goes AL.
uh,
I think he's gonna go
a
somewhere.
team in the
AL.
American League.
I think he goes
Possibly
AL.
like if the Oakland A's are making a push in the American League West, they might take him on
I
a
don't
rental
think he'd
like they
sign
usually do
in
with
the
this
AL,
type
but
of
he could
guys.
definitely get traded there.
He might get traded there as a rental. Oakland A's kind of makes sense.
I
They're
could see
always
him
looking up the middle.
going.
They could always use help, and they need a power-handed right bat because Matt Chapman's been struggling.
Maybe that'd be a rental though. So they shouldn't do
That's
that.
they love to do it. They did it with John.
I know, they
Lester.
do love-
Like,
they do
they've
love to do
done
that.
it. They do the rental type thing, and they make a push, and then they're like, "Good luck on your career, buddy. Thanks."
I see him either going somewhere like
You're
In
talking
the
about when
NL.
you're talking about like when he signs as a free agent, Terrence.
in general. I think he either gets traded or are signed to next year. I think he's.
Well,
somewhere
I'm
in the NL.
saying traded. I think he's.
I think he
definitely
gets
moved.
traded. I still think he can get traded here because these teams could use him. I think he gets traded to the NL. What is it, Central? I think he can get traded to any of those teams in NL Central because they all could use him
Yeah,
because they're
I mean,
all
the
in the
Cardinals-
playoff races.
The Cardinals
Card-
could use him. You could easily put Tommy Edman. At
They
second
just
base,
got,
like,
but they just got
Arenado.
Arenado from them, so I can't see them doing that.
yeah,
Not
right.
to
It's like,
bring up-
damn, give me your whole team. Like,
Not to bring
You
up
don't-
shit
you don't
that
have
doesn't
enough
matter.
prospects.
Not to bring up shit that doesn't matter, but that's funny you say that, Zach. In MLB The Show, on my player team, like the Cardinals went and got Trevor Story. Like they have Trevor Story and Arenado.
but I could
Yeah.
see either the Cubs doing it as well because they've been talking about moving Chris Bryant for a while, so maybe doing that.
Although Chris
I don't
Bryant's playing really well for them.
Chris Bryant's in a contract year though, so like it would be tough if you're Colorado to make that move for a guy that could end up leaving you after the season.
But it's all the negotiations and talking. Could be a signing.
Yeah.
trade. Who knows? But I can see it like that, or even the NL East as well, because those teams need it as well. Because who's
Yeah.
in the NL? The Phillies always need something, and they have enough to always trade people. So
Yeah,
That'd be
so
interesting
I
to
do.
go to the
I
Phillies.
do think he's going to be moved. Curious where that.
he's
what happens
definitely
with
getting
him.
traded. That's a good point. He's definitely getting traded. I would agree with that.
good hoop talk.
You did mention that soccer player though. He is in stable condition. Well,
He's
not
stable
stable
and,
condition.
and in,
He's
in
okay.
the hospital and stable. They suspended
Man,
the game.
That was wild.
They didn't
dude.
because it
That
happened
was
right
crazy.
before halftime, and they didn't come out of the locker room at half, so the game did get suspended. As Terrence said, Terrence was like they should stop that game, and they did in fact stop the game.
was
And
no
then
way
he's
you
in the
fucked it
hospital awake. It says awake and undergoing examination. So thank God they handled it right, and thank goodness he's okay.
That was really crazy, man. That was like, this is crazy. It was right before we were about to start recording, and all of a sudden we all were like, hold up, I got to get in the right mind frame right now because that was fucking wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a tough thing to see.
That is great. I'm happy to hear that. But anyways, good hoop talk today, man. We really, I like that. We really Clipper series really broke down optimistically and cautiously as well. But we really
Homie said the Clippers
one up.
lose today. He a Suns fan.
Who said that?
Ty?
Ty's always bouncing teams, bro.
He's a CP3 fan.
Yeah, he was a Clipper fan, and then CP3 went to Houston, and he tried to rock with the Houston gang, but then that shit was whack. So then I don't know. He kind of came back to Clipper Nation when we got Claw and P, and now he can't deal with it again, and now he's back over to Phoenix. Like, look, man, this Clipper shit ain't for everybody. It's tough. That's what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't have anybody root for my Lions. Yeah,
It's only for the strong, dude. It's only for the strong.
Only for the strong,
If
absolutely.
you can't stick with it, then you're not fucking built for this shit, and get over it, dude. I've been watching these fuckers. I've been watching them forever, but I've been invested with the Clippers, like actually invested for probably 15 years. Like 15 years, I've watched Clipper games. Like,
dude, analysts hate on my Lions for zero reason.
bro, I wanted to mention that to you too, not to get on off a too hard tangent. Colin Cowherd and Joy consistently just talk shit on the Lions. Like, I catch that show for like 30 minutes on my
I'm
way
not
to
mentioning
work
those
every
people's
day.
name ever again.
And I'm
I
gonna
don't-
tell you
I don't
right
like
now-
passive aggressive people
Bro,
for zero reason.
I catch collectively like an hour and a half of that show a week, maybe 2 hours, and somehow I hear like 2 Lions jabs every week. I don't get it, man. They don't like them.
It's all right. We'll be all right.
Like, I get it.
I
if it
just
was
don't like
like-
passive aggressive responses on Twitter.
If it was like a Detroit,
I was a fan. Was.
Oh yeah.
Well, good. Now
Was.
she's all mine. So get out of here.
Was.
Bro. Kick rocks.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Absolutely no fucks given.
Like, if you were in that market, I get it. But like, I hear Clipper jabs all day, but I'm in the LA market. It's expected. They should be there. Dude, we're in California. We're out here jabbing the Lions.
I don't understand why it's not cool to have fun at work. Like Dan Campbell doesn't seem like anything's going wrong. He put together a fantastic staff. The players are having a good time. All the camp reviews are being fantastic from everybody.
Bro, you just
But-
wait on it. You just wait on it. And when the Lions are winning games, you can be like, look.
I don't even care if
it's a good idea.
we're not winning games this year. So it's like you hitting low hanging fruit. But watch when that foundation is built in 2 years. And it's like, whoa, I didn't see this coming from the Lions. Because you're fucking stupid. That's why you didn't see it coming. Dan Campbell, we eating kneecaps, we killing everybody, is fucking the other team. Mamba forever. We out of here. Fuck the Bears. I'm back at that energy. We back.